Hey, good evening. Coming to you at 7:30 on 17th of January. No time like the present to get started. Might as well get started at some point, right? Otherwise, you just keep putting stuff off. I don't know how I'm going to get my, because I'm not familiar with this, I don't know how I'm going to get my eyes to stop looking down at this. Maybe I got to turn this thing around. But look it, I don't have a lot of time here like you don't, so let's get right to it. My name is Chris Tritt. Been in the sales and business world for 25 years as of November 21st, 46 years old, and I'm passionate. I'm passionate about a lot of things, but there's some very simple things I'm passionate about. First and foremost, relationships. Now look it, there's lots of great people out there that introduce ideas, concepts, strategies, processes, systems, etc. that make a hell of a lot of sense. And I have much love and much respect for those people. But I've got something I want to share with you also. And it's a bit different, but at the end of the day, what it's going to do is it's going to complement what a lot of things you've already heard. And the simple thing is this. If you want to be successful, there is no magic pill, there's no secret formula, there's no fast track, there is no shortcut. Compliments and love and respect for Earl Nightingale. The guy is phenomenal. Anybody that's watched any of his stuff can say that. And just so you have a background about me, that's one guy I've studied along with everybody else along the way. He's the first one that I'm aware of, at least from a time standpoint, or perhaps Napoleon Hill, pick your horse. One of those two guys that were pioneers that introduced great things to the business world, to the business community, to allow us each, all of us, to enjoy a bit more success if, and this is the key, as we all know, you're willing to pay the price. And at the end of the day, still trying to get these eyes worked out, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. You got to be willing to pay the price. So let me just share a couple of things with you, because along with being involved in business-to-business sales in the insurance business, which again, I've already shared with you, I've been doing for 25 plus years now. I'm just passionate about helping people. I love to help people grow. I love to help my clients grow, to make deposits, etc. And I'll share with you a little bit more about my background in a future video, but here's what I shared on Monday with our group. And look, it's all about setting your own table. That's the theme. You have to decide today, make a decision, and that's paramount. Just like you make a decision every morning to get up, get out of bed, you got to decide that you're going to set your own table. And that starts with understanding, acknowledging, and embracing change is inevitable. No matter what happens, God willing, God blessing us all, each of us, with an opportunity to be above ground 12 months from now, 24 months from now, 60 months from now, 40 years from now, change is going to happen. Growth is optional. You have got to decide that you're going to grow. Pure and simple. And when you get up in the morning, once you arrive to your comfortable spot, whatever that is, you got to make another decision. Are you here to simply get through the day, or are you here to get better? Grant Cardone argues very well and eloquently that it's all about training, that he was an animal. He was obsessive about training. And you know what? That's what you got to do. Professional athlete, anybody that wants to be at the top of their sport, at the top of their game, at the top of their trade, their profession, you have absolutely got to do that. You've got to make the decision each and every day that you're not just here to get through the day, get through the mundane, get through the rat race. You're here to get better. Now, you need to ask yourself, when you're looking in the mirror, when you're brushing your teeth, making these babies pearly white, what's stronger? Is it your excuses? Is it all of the different things that can get in the way and you can confuse activity with results? Or is it your desire? Is it your desire to get better, your desire to win, your desire to do the right thing for you, for the market, for the constituency? And that's an important point that I'm going to cover in a future video. Quit knocking on the door, sweetie. Nobody's here. Now, Earl Nightingale as far as I know, was the first one to make this argument. Jim Rohn shared it eloquently as well, but 1 hour extra each day, okay, over a 52-week period will allow you for an additional 260 hours. That works out or equates to 6.5 weeks, okay? We're also going to talk about compound interest as we go forward. But I just want you to think about that for a moment. If you've got an additional 6.5 weeks in your year, 2018, what's that going to mean to you? What's that going to mean to you? Tell you what, do me a favor, whatever your income level is, and hopefully it's phenomenal, okay? But if you're watching this, if you're learning, if you're growing, it's going to grow more. You're going to get better, okay? Take a moment and divide that into the number of weeks that you're going to work. Now, let's be real. Most people are only going to work 50 weeks out of the year, okay? Then you got holidays, you got Thanksgiving, you got Christmas, etc. You got travel, whatever. Okay, so let's just be generous, okay? We'll give you 48 weeks, okay? And we'll be a little more generous and say that equates to 12%. What if you just add 12%, okay, to your output, to your contribution, to what you're going to give for the next calendar year? What's that going to mean to you? What's that going to mean to your family? By the way, real quick rule on compound interest, rule of 72. If your output is 12% additional, okay, every 6 years, because of the rule of 72, you're going to double. You're going to double. Now, what's that going to look like in 6 years for you? If you double your output, if you double your contributions and your income, you tell me and you ask your wife, you ask your family members, you ask your friends, and they all or some or one or perhaps none, if you're one of the very few, one of the really, really lucky ones, none of them is going to call you crazy. But I'm going to guess one or two or maybe all of them are going to say, you're crazy. Hey, look it. If you're not making mistakes, you're not growing. Break the rules. I had the blessing, the privilege to recently get to know the most dynamic gentleman that I've ever met, that I've ever had conversation with. The guy is a billionaire. I am far, far, far from it. But this guy is in the medical industry. And, I asked him very simply, what's the single greatest thing you did? What made the difference? And he thought about it. He reflected upon it, but it didn't take him long. And this came from the heart. It was so genuine, and it was real simple. Fortunately, he already had the wherewithal to pull this off and to do what he did and to accomplish what he's accomplished, which is going to change the lives of many, many, many children. And it's a heartwarming story that I don't have time for now. But here's the reality. He broke the rules. Everybody told him he couldn't do it. And no matter what you're doing, no matter what you're trying to do, no matter what you want to accomplish, everybody is going to share with you what you can't do and how you can't do it. Hey, look, be an overachiever, pure and simple. Whatever that looks like for you. Going back to that 12% output. Surprise yourself first and then surprise others. The way you're going to do that is you're going to outwork. You're going to outwork others. You're going to outwork yourself and traditionally what you've been able to do. Hey, Grant Cardone, thanks again. This is your line. I love it. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Successful people do what unsuccessful people choose not to do. Quick story, fascinating. I'm in pretty good shape. I work out, I bike, I run, whatever. I'm not saying that to brag to you. I'm saying that to say this. A couple of years ago, I did a triathlon. Actually, not the full. I'm not an Ironman, but I did the half. And a guy in my office who's, pretty athletic as well. I'm 46. He's 15 years older than me. He swam in college, okay? And he spent all his time in the pool. I spent no time in the pool, okay? I didn't swim at all to train because, number one, I swim like a giraffe. Number two, I said, you know what? I got good upper body strength. I'm going to be fine. Let me tell you something. We went out into the beach in Captiva, Florida. Wind was blowing out of the west, which is a problem if you're on the Gulf Coast of Florida, 15 to 20 miles per hour. So that meant, and this is unusual for our area, that we had 2-footers, 2.5-footers, and they were breaking in. Long story short, I almost drowned, literally. It took me double, triple the time of most. I mean, there was, 200 or so people in this event, and I came in like 185th out of the swimmers. And the only people I beat were like old ladies. Now, thank heavens, I was able to run and bike okay. So I was able to keep my dignity and self-respect. But the point of me saying all this is we train, we spend our time with what's comfortable for us. We can't do that. We've got to focus our energy, our effort, our drive has got to be geared towards doing the things that we're not good at today. That's how you're going to grow. That's how you're going to grow. All right, look it. And yeah, I got this list here, okay? I just called these Tridisms. This is different stuff I've developed over the years. But look, you can't control your feelings, okay? It's been cold here in South Florida lately. It's actually going to be in the 20s tonight, which is extremely unusual for South Florida, okay? That's with the with the wind chill. Okay, so we don't even know what to talk about when it comes to cold weather. I think the actual Fahrenheit's going to be 36. But yesterday morning it was cold, and I don't believe in running the heat. I don't like it. It dries up the air. You can't breathe. I've got asthma, whatever, etc. It sucks, okay? I didn't want to get out of bed. I woke up at 5 feeling amazing. I was well rested. Got to get up and run. Ho, ho, ho. Guess what? I didn't feel like it, okay? But I had to make the decision before I got downstairs and got through with my cup of coffee and my morning rituals. You know what? I am not weak, okay? I am going to do this because this is what I do, and it's required in order for me to feel well, in order for me to start the day off like I need to start it off. And I pushed through it. And you know what? I was glad I did, because after I got through the first half mile or whatever and breathing was difficult, I pushed through it, and it actually had a meaningful impact on my day. Hey, look, if you're in sales, if you're in business, if you got any opportunity to do better and you're not a sheep, you got an opportunity to do this. Control and influence your outcomes and your future. Pure and simple. What greater blessing is there? We live in the greatest country in the world. And are you here to tell me that you can't get fired up, you can't get driven, you can't be passionate? If you know that each and every day that you get up, you got a chance to control your outcome? I mean, come on. What could be better? Think about that. What could be better? You've got to make that decision each and every day. Get up and get after it. I mean, come on. And here's the reality. In all things in life, okay, and I use a lot of sports analogies because I love sports, especially football, because I played. Hey, I was an average player, so I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend to you that, I was some phenomenal athlete, because I wasn't. Okay, that's not why I'm saying that, but it taught me a lot of different things. It taught me about discipline, but it also taught me about sport. And fortunately for us, at that time, we happened to be pretty good. Here's the reality. When you walk into everything, somebody is always going to win. So if that's the case, if you know that walking into this, don't you need to give everything you got? Okay? And Vince Lombardi, he said it best. A man or a woman has got to give everything they've got in their heart and their soul and their spirit when they go on to the field of battle. And there is no greater gratification. And if you do that and you still lose, well, you know what? You're going to walk away and you're going to learn something from it. But damn it, you better learn something from it. But here's the reality. Somebody's going to win, so it might as well be your ass. It might as well be my ass, okay? Let's get it done. Why not? Don't show up half-hearted. Don't show up unprepared. Don't show up not knowing, not believing, not understanding that you can win. And here's how you're going to do it. You're not going to do it gimmicky. You're going to do it because you're there to make a deposit. And let me say this, because this is paramount, and I believe this in my heart of hearts. Unless the business sitting across the table from you, okay, unless they've got, real simply, unless they're an asshole and you don't like them for A or B reasons because they're takers, you need to find a way, even if you can't do business with them, to make a deposit, to help them. Pay it forward inside the constituency. And no matter what, it will always come back to you. And you know what? Even if it doesn't, who gives a crap? It's the right thing to do. That's what you got to do. Here's the last one. And this one's the most important. Okay? Purpose delivers passion. And there's a great book written that says start with your why. And there's been many great books that have been written, but I can simplify this for you. If you don't have purpose, you've got no chance in the world to have passion. You've got to have purpose, and it's got to be clearly defined. You got to have financial purpose. You got to have business purpose. You got to have personal purpose. You've got to build this out, because let me tell you something. Hey, mine real simple. I'm going to tell you right now, and I share it all the time with people because I love sharing it, because it's my passion. It's freedom and family, okay? And I only use one F there. Freedom and family, financial freedom, freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it with whoever I want to do it with. And, you know, thank the good Lord, I've got that ability. But family is first, and family is paramount to me. I got 3 beautiful children, ages 15, 10, and 7. You've probably heard a little bit of them in the background, okay? The next one is love. Okay, I got a love for helping people. I got a love for business. I got a love for the sport, a love for the grind, a love for discipline. Okay, a love for growing and getting better and helping other people grow and get better. Okay, what could be better than to help people and to make deposits like that? The O, it's all about opportunity. We got opportunity each and every day. We live in the greatest country in the world. What more could anybody else ask for? I mean, seriously. Jim Rohn jokes about it. It's like, okay, you know, what happened to him? One of his rules for success is, hey, I live in America. Well, tell me, what could be better? No disrespect to other people in other parts of the world, but what if you were in Cambodia, Indonesia, as he says? All right, what are you going to do then? We are in the greatest country in the world, and it's filled with opportunity. You just got to get off your ass. You got to make a decision that you're a winner, and that you're going to act and behave like a winner, and that you're going to deliver results. It's not anything more complicated than that, okay? Somebody's going to win, remember? So it might as well be you. And then it's commitment, okay? I got a commitment first and foremost to my family, to myself, to my to my staff, to everybody that works with me, for me, on behalf of me, that makes contributions to the constituency. Don't forget, I'm going to talk more about that going forward. But I got a broad base of clients that I serve in a couple of different industries, not a lot of different industries. Because in my sport, insurance, you've got to be a specialist. You've got to understand stuff very deeply and very richly. And I'm going to continue to do that, but I'm going to make deposits outside of that now. Because God has richly blessed me, has richly blessed my family, and now I'm going to richly bless the world. I am going to richly bless the world by paying it forward and making deposits, not just here in Southwest Florida, but beyond. And this is going to be a national event, because I love this and I can't wait to get going. Hey, listen, I'm Chris Tritt. I want to thank you for sharing a little over 18 minutes with me. I'm going to get better at this video stuff. This was off the cuff, okay? 7:30, now 7:45 at night on a work night. So, hey, look, I just thank you. Appreciate you. I look forward to talking to you some more later.